Hey guys, and welcome back to the Lookout. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Super Saiyan Sun Gohan. This is the 2.0 battle damage version that comes with both a Super Saiyan head as well as a Super Saiyan 2 head. This one is rather difficult to track down. At the time of recording, he does go for well over $100. So we're going to take a look at his packaging, the way he scales, his articulation, to see if he's worth tracking down for your collection. Let's get started. So taking a look at the packaging, we do have our usual Bandai logo right there. We have our Tamashii Nations logo right there. We do have our Funimation logo, which is printed on as opposed to a sticker. We have our Dragon Ball Z logo and our Tamashii Nation seal, which lets us know this is authentic, as well as being accompanied on the back by a Bluefin Distribution logo, letting us know that this was a North American release. We have our usual promo shots all over the back, and the side does feature our usual little display shot meant to let us know what poses we can get him in. So let's take a look at what he looks like outside of the package. So here we have Gohan outside of the packaging, and right away he does stand on his own, which is a much needed improvement over his 1.0 counterpart. We can see that his hair does have a nice golden yellow to it. There is some shading right throughout all the front of the hair. It looks really great. It gives it a sort of glow. I'm not sure if that'll pick up on camera. We do have a very nicely done matte finish tone right there for the skin. All the paintwork alongside the torn gi is excellent, even right around here where it's torn around the knees. It looks amazing. Let me go ahead and pull Gohan back so I can show you guys that. You can see that this figure looks really, really great. The blue, done really well, meshes really well with that purple. Right around the wrist, he has his blue wrist guards. They look amazing. The only issue that I do have with this figure is that the shading choices and where they put it. If I bring him closer to the camera, you can kind of pick up where all that shading is. Yep, it is right around his crotch area. That's not necessarily the biggest problem, however, once it starts catching shadows and harsh lighting, it kind of gives the wrong impression. However, I definitely do like how they did the purple, right all around the knees. You can see right here. It looks great, just as good as the Awakening Goku, for those of you who have that one. Even right here, that spot, it is done very nicely, very clean. So overall, in the aesthetics department, I am going to give Gohan a pretty nice 8.5 out of 10. My only issue being that shading right around the pants area. The rest looks excellent. I think this is one of their better looking figures, and I'm really excited to show you guys the articulation as well as the accessories we come with. So let's go ahead and hop right into that. Before we do all that, let's take a quick look at how he scales, seeing as he is on the smaller side. So starting us off in the scale department, here we have Gohan standing with his dad, Saiyan Raising Earth Son Goku. They scale really well, seeing as they are from the same line, and that's how most of you will have him in your display anyways. We're going to go ahead and move on. I've also brought with me today a Dragon Stars Beerus. You can see that scales really well. I have the metric that a lot of people like to use to compare figures to. I do have a Marvel Legends Spider-Man from the PS4 game. He's not even standing all the way up, and you can see that he is very, very tall. So, doesn't work quite as well. Not sure why I'd want to have them cross over, but gotta make sure to give you guys those scalings. And as usual, the worst possible scale you can have them with, we have DC Essential Superman. It kind of works a little bit because Gohan is a child, however, again, don't scale with these guys. So yeah, he is a little bit on the smaller side compared to your standard SH Figuarts. Let's go ahead and put Goku back in the shot right here. Compared to your standard release, he is definitely a little bit on the smaller side. However, you know, it fits. He was really tiny during the Cell games. So I think they nailed it. We'll go ahead and compare him to Premium Cell once we go ahead and open him up next week. And we'll go ahead and say you guys can display them together. So yeah, pretty great figure. And you do get your money's worth if you can find it for a good price. However, again, for a figure this small, you don't want to be paying upwards of $120. Let's move on to what accessories he comes with. One of the best things about this figure is the accessories, and that is because Tamashii was nice enough to give us a Super Saiyan head sculpt along with the Super Saiyan 2 head sculpt. As you can see right here, it is just as nicely done with the same shading as the Super Saiyan 2, just as much effort. It is one of the best things they have done, and I wish they would do that with alternate forms with a lot more figures. He does come with a serious looking dead ahead face for his Super Saiyan 2 head right out of the package. He comes with an eyes closed shouting face for recreating the scene where he first becomes a Super Saiyan 2. He does come with a serious looking off to his right face on his Super Saiyan head, and he also comes with a gritted teeth looking dead ahead face and a standard yelling face. All of these are great, more than enough. You get plenty of expression right there. let's move on to what hands he comes with. Gohan does come with a total of 8 hands. He comes with 2 fist hands on him in the package. He comes with 2 sort of relaxed hands, useful for recreating the scene where one arm does get badly injured. He comes with 2 sort of open-palmed blast hands and 2 more relaxed blast hands, useful for recreating the one-handed Kamehameha, the Masenko, any of those moves. Alright, now that we've covered everything else, let's take a look at his articulation. Right off the bat, let's take a look at his head. You definitely do get down all the way. He looks up even without that chest help. Look at that. Not bad. The neck is on a ball peg as well. There's a little bit of gapping right there. You just got to make sure to work with that so it doesn't go up. As usual, it is on our ball hinge. It works well enough. Just make sure that you do work with it if you want to get him looking down or looking up in whatever direction you need. So using these two in combination, your ball peg right here and your ball hinge, it works really well. Let's take a look at his arms. These, because they are not obstructed by any fabric, you get maximum range, which is awesome. You do get your full rotation, to be expected on a Figuarts. And these are on just a tiny little ball peg. Unfortunately, there is no butterfly joint on this guy. However, he doesn't necessarily need it. He does get pretty decent range. Taking a look at his bicep swivel, it functions great. He is on a, let's see, double jointed elbow. However, there we go, you gotta work with it a little bit. Now it is way better than 90 degrees, so this guy is totally articulated. Looking at his wrists, they get plenty of range. And I do believe, yep, these are still on a ball hinge, and yet they work amazingly well. So that's the kind of range you usually want to be seeing on these guys. You can get literally anything that you want done with him. Alrighty, looking at his ab crunch, because most figures do fall short in that department. And Gohan is no exception. He doesn't have an ab crunch. Sorry to disappoint, guys. However, he does have a little, I believe it's a ball peg right here at the waist. So he can lean back pretty forward, and he can lean forward. Look at that. Yeah, so not the best, especially around here, but it works pretty well if you use it with the waist articulation. Let's take a look at the hips. Most figures usually do fall short right around the hips. And Gohan is no exception. It is not the best range. It'll do what you need it to do. Going forward, I don't see a problem. Going back, I don't see a problem, so we do have full range there. I'll make sure to test it the other way since the fabric isn't torn evenly. Yeah, you get more than enough. He does have your usual thigh swivel on SH Figuarts. The double jointed knees, they work despite the rips in the fabric. Very nicely engineered that way. Although they don't really give you too much better than 90 degrees. If at all. The ankles, what I like about these is that they try to hide the joint using the top of the boots. So you do get a pretty decent amount of forward and back. Enough to lean him. Side to side, however, you get almost nothing. Overall, I think this is a great figure. However, I'm only going to give him a 7 out of 10 in terms of articulation. Just because, again, no ab crunch whatsoever. So, great figure, great accessories. However, I'm going to say I don't think you should track him down at the price he is now. At $120, you are better off waiting for a really good sale or even buying this figure used, because this is a really, really great figure. However, he's not worth $120, and who knows, he might even get another non-battle damage remake. So I'm going to conclude by giving this figure a very solid 8.5 out of 10, because the accessories are great, the paint job is amazing, but the articulation is lacking. Thank you so much for stopping by the lookout, guys, and next week we'll be cracking open Premium Color Perfect Cell. See ya!